Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Uh-oh. Oh, wow.
So what's good, homies? It's your man, Dr. BOA. So you can talk about a relationship. I talk about relationships all the time, but there are some lines that you don't cross unless you're a comedian. Comedians are different. Comedians get a pass in ways that most people don't get a pass. And it's mainly because comedians are willing to laugh at themselves. Comedians are willing to expose their own lives, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And they talk about these things in a way that makes you feel comfortable with them, even talking about you. So when a comedian says something, it simply is not taken seriously by the people who are the butt of the joke. Unless you're Will Smith and Jada Pinkett is your wife. On the recent Oscars telecast, Will Smith and Jada were in the audience, sitting with a bunch of space between them. And Chris Rock, who was hosting the show, simply made a joke about G.I. Jane in relation to her crew cut. And Will laughed. He laughed heartily, but Jada wasn't laughing. And suddenly, the camera panned back to Chris Rock and he sees Will Smith walking up. He's laughing because he saw Will Smith laughing in the audience. But Will Smith didn't come to laugh. Will Smith didn't come to play. Will Smith pimp slapped this man. Let's take a look at this video, man, and we'll come back and chop it up on a real tip.
Jada's gonna boycott the Oscars. Jada boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Uh-oh. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay?
When you think about it, you ask yourself what changed between this man laughing heartily at the joke about his wife and coming to the stage and making a fool of himself. If Will's career wasn't over yet, it's over now. Because you can't recover from this type of display at an award show that has been established as a distinguished black tie event. Now, granted, if you're gonna say something about a man's wife like this, man, then you need to be prepared for his response. But that's if he was just the average man. If he didn't know how this game went. If he was just somebody out there and he was wondering why Chris Rock was even interacting with him like this. He was a man who wasn't geared for this Hollywood thing. Man, Will Smith been in Hollywood, man, almost 30 years. So when you look at him and you see that he's done shows, he's done movies where people were the butt of his joke and he can't take a joke. Yes, he could take a joke. He took the joke. He laughed. His wife didn't. And so what she did is reminded Will that she was in control of his life. And if he didn't want any more drama from her, he better get up there and defend her honor right there, right then. And he did. But he lost his own. We've seen how this woman has disrespected this guy over and over again with no remorse, with no concern for his honor, with no concern for his respect, with no concern for his reputation, with no concern for his emotional, distraught nature, because she doesn't care. And so it makes it even worse that this man would possibly ruin his career. Because let's be honest, if Chris Rock wants to, we know Chris Rock has a lawsuit. This man is a comedian at a gig. His gig was hosting the Oscars. Here's another man who's worth a couple of $100 million who decides that he's gonna walk up to the stage in front of everyone and they disrespect this man. You don't think this man's children were watching? You don't think everybody who knows this man were watching? He hosting the Oscars. You know everybody watching him. This is a major gig. And this man walks up to him and slaps him and then walks off the stage like he's done something. Yeah, you've done something. You've ruined your career, homie. Because there is no possible way that this is gonna go unscathed. And if it does, if he gets away with this unscathed, man, then listen, we know what type of society we live in. So it's possible. But I don't think it's gonna happen. Because here's a man who's not responding from a position of power. He's responding from a position of powerlessness. He's pretty much an attack dog. And his wife said, go attack him. He's attacking me. So the man went from laughing. 5 seconds later, he up on stage, man, getting physical with this man. And I'm going to be honest with you. You look at Chris Rock's eyes. Chris Rock wanted to go ham. But Chris Rock was the better man here. He was the more logical man. Now, if this man didn't get emotionally overwhelmed after you ran up there, man, put your hands on him, he was angry. You could look at Chris, man, Chris couldn't even read the teleprompter anymore. He was angry. And when you think about this, he had every right to be angry. Hell, I would have been angry. I was almost angry for him. Because this is Will Smith we talking about. You got all this smoke for the man talking about a simple joke with this woman, but you ain't have no smoke none of this time when this one was treating you like a scrub. You jump up.
Well, no, she ain't did nothing. Everything's gravy. Hey, she ain't never did nothing to me. She's a wonderful woman. She's more than a woman. More than a woman to me. She's everything to me.
But when it all boils down, man, you got to remember, Will doesn't know who he is. He's lost in the role as Jada's husband. He doesn't know what Will Smith is. He doesn't know what he's supposed to be doing right now. So all he's doing is whatever she wants him to do. He has completely lost himself. He's completely thrown away his life, his career, everything. This is a terrible move, man. Do you understand that this is not the event that you want to do this at? And the bottom line is, here's a man who's frustrated, emotionally down in the dumps. There was only a certain amount of time before this man was going to snap out. And now we see it. I have never seen anything like this, man, from a man of this caliber. And when I say I don't expect, this from a man of this caliber, I don't mean that a man doesn't have the right to defend his wife. I mean, this is a comedian. This is what comedians do. They point out the people in the room and they make jokes. Have you heard some of the things these people say on roast? Man, boy, if you have a roast, boy, they go in on you. And the bottom line is, you got to sit there and take it. You may not like it, but you take it. Here's a man in the monologue of a damn award show, and he can't take a simple joke. Matter of fact, he can't sit down and say, nah, baby, he just joking. This is Chris Rock. He joking. I'm gonna tell you something, man. This wasn't even an emotional response. This was a do-boy response. This was
oh, you sitting over there laughing? You better go up there and do something about it before I make your life a living hell.
That's what that was. Because it was funny to him. But his woman wouldn't let him laugh. She exhibited her control over this man and said, yes, you think that's funny? Now you go up there and do something to make me laugh, make me feel good, because that joke he told made me feel bad. Now go up there and make me feel good, Mr. Willard. Willard, go up there and make me feel good.
Can you make me feel good? Make me feel good.
Go up there and monsters ball for me, boy. And I'm going to tell you the truth, man. This guy should be ashamed of himself. He's the worst example of what a man should be, because he has exhibited that he has let this woman absolutely control him like a puppet. This was a puppeteer. She moved the strings and made that man go up there and do something he didn't even want to do. Listen, by the time he got back to the seat, this fool convinced himself he was angry. He was just laughing at the joke. Now he convinced himself he angry about the joke. Just that fast. He wasn't angry. He wasn't even upset. You know what he was angry about? He was angry about the fact that he in a position where he can't even laugh at a damn joke without this woman making him go and make a fool out of himself. Possibly ruin any opportunity he has in Hollywood. It just really depends on how plugged in Chris Rock is. Because it's not what you know, it's about who you know. And we don't know who Chris Rock knows. And Will Smith don't have the pull he used to have in Hollywood. Let's look at it from this perspective. If you're gonna defend your wife, fine. But if she's a woman who has constantly disrespected you, you don't put your money after your honey. Never risk everything that you built to satisfy a woman, especially on a humbug like this. Man, it was a damn joke. And the truth be told, the woman walk around with a crew cut looking like she just got out of Marine basic training. Or just went to Marine basic training. So it was a good reference. It was a good joke. Great. So when you see a man behave like this, I'm not saying he deserves any sympathy. I'm saying you have to understand that Will Smith is the perfect example of what I tell you men about losing yourself in her. You can't lose you in us. And he's lost himself so far in us that us has become her. And all he does is cater to, worship, and make a fool out of himself for this woman. This is embarrassing. Because here's a man who shouldn't be in a position where he got to do nothing like this. But he does. Then he's so bold to cuss this man out on national TV. Keep my wife's name out of your fucking mouth. And Chris Rock said, bro, it was a joke. Keep my wife's name out of your fucking mouth. You know, Will Smith just made a damn fool out of himself. Will Smith has to be better about maintaining his composure and carrying on the essence of what a man should be. And an emotional response from your woman should never trigger you to act like you're emotional as well. All he did was act what she felt. And if a woman has that much control over you, you honestly deserve whatever you get as a result of this. Stay out of your feelings when it comes to these women. Or you're gonna end up like Willie or Yeezy. And I don't want to be either one of those guys. And you probably don't either. Y'all comment down below and let me know what you think about this topic, man. I look forward to what you men have to say. I'm out.
Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Simps claiming that they pimps, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Suckers claiming to be players, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Tricks acting like they max, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Betas claiming to be alpha, but they not though.
Now, I'm not gonna tell you, man, that you shouldn't value your woman at all. A woman does have value, but you can't overvalue her